Welcome to Treon's Realm. Today we're going to take a look at the physical version of Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver 1 and 2 Remastered for the Nintendo Switch. Now, my first experience with the Legacy of Kain series started with Blood Omen. Came out back in the mid to late 90s, and it was kind of a gothic overhead adventure game, very much in the vein of something like Legend of Zelda. A couple years later, I played Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver on the PlayStation 1, and absolutely could not get enough of it. Much like the first entry in the Legacy of Kain series, Soul Reaver 1 and 2 are gothic action-adventure games. But in this case, they went the route of 3D, so it comes off feeling way more like, say, a Zelda Ocarina of Time, complete with lock-on combat and full 3D environments. Soul Reaver 1 originally launched for the PlayStation 1 back in 1999, and Soul Reaver 2 came out in 2001, completing that particular arc of the story. Unfortunately, despite having 5 entries in the series and a really good storyline, the series has largely fallen silent for the last over 20 years, I believe. Now, obviously, due to their age, they are a bit old school, so you don't have a lot of the hand-holding that you get with more modern games, but if you're willing to let yourself fall into it, it's a really fun time. They've got a great haunting atmosphere, some excellent lore. I mean, the world building and the storytelling is excellent, and specifically the voice acting, I gotta give a huge shout out. The voice acting is such a step beyond what was available at the time, and I would argue even compared to modern games, the voice acting is absolutely stunning. Now, the game is being brought to us by Aspyr. They're both the developer and the physical publisher, and I gotta give them credit. They've been handling a lot of these more modern remastered games, bringing some of the classics into the modern era, and so far, I've been pretty impressed with their work. This collection in particular, I feel they went above and beyond. The remaster has a ton of great features, a lot of quality of life improvements as well. Specifically, they have a graphics toggle where with the click of a button, you can literally see it in its original PlayStation form, obviously cleaned up, as well as the new remastered form with updated graphics that makes the game look the way that you remember it, instead of going overboard and making it kind of ugly like a lot of modern remakes do. They went ahead and modernized some of the controls. If you have played the original, you'll know that controlling the camera with the L and R button was pretty clunky, and a lot of the controls felt a bit stiff, so they went ahead and gave it a more modern feel altogether. This includes improving the camera, which they moved from the L and R button down to the right analog stick, and it works so much better. Now, while they don't give you a full 3D map, they do give you a generalized compass and mapping feature that'll help you find the right direction, but don't be fooled. This game does not hold your hands, and you are going to need to remember and make notes of where you've been and where you're going. They went ahead and threw in a photo mode, which seems to be obligatory for a lot of games today. And they also put the day-night cycle that was cut from the original Soul Reaver back into the game. And it does wonders to just flesh out the world, make it feel more realistic. And one of the coolest features I love about the game is there was a lot of cut content from the first game, specifically due to time constraints and budget constraints. And a lot of that stuff was lost to time, but they managed to gather it up and put it back into the game where you can go into the sub-menu and actually try out these levels. Now, bear in mind, these levels do not feature enemies or anything along those lines. It's just allowing you to explore them and see what could have been, which is actually really appreciated for longtime fans. There's also a ton of stuff that was added in, so you can read up on lore of the series. They have behind-the-scene videos of how the game was made and recording sessions with the voice actors, and you can access the soundtrack from within the game as well. This collection is literally overflowing with goodies. If you're at all a Soul Reaver fan, this is a must-have. If the series looks interesting to you, I would also recommend grabbing this one. Best of all, the standard version comes in at a budget price. So at launch, the standard version came in at $30, which is a steal for the amount of content that you're getting. Now, for the physical version, there was a Deluxe Edition that they did. And that was the one that I happened to pick up. And credit where credit is due, I think they did a pretty damn good job with it. Included is the standard physical release, so you do get the original case and art with it. You also get a nice looking steelbook case. Also included is the Art of Nosgoth art book, totaling 103 pages. And lastly, the Deluxe Edition also includes a 2-disc CD soundtrack. This covers some of the best music from both games, with a total of 47 tracks. Now, when it comes to the physical version of the game, it clocks in at 10.5 gigabytes, which means that they used a 16 gigabyte cartridge. The cart revision is 00 and has version 1.0.3 on the cart. Best of all, it is currently complete on cart. How do you feel about the Legacy of Kain series, specifically the Soul Reaver set? Did you play them when they first came out, or have you experienced them recently? Let us know what you think about them in the comments down below. If this video helped you and you'd like to see more, please subscribe and hit that like button. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you later.